A voice that once filled stadiums, a guitar that shook the ground, a name that once lived on every radio, now a headstone, a memorial garden, or a marble crypt in a quiet cemetery. Let's take a look at the rock and roll legends and where they were buried after death. Elvis Presley died on the 16th of August 1977 at the age of 42. He became the face of rock and roll itself, turning rhythm and blues into something that shook an entire generation and changed American culture forever. His voice, his movement, and his presence made him a king in life, and his legacy has only grown larger in death. He is buried in the Meditation Garden at Graceland in Memphis, Tennessee. John Lennon died on the 8th of December 1980 at the age of 40. As a founding member of the Beatles, he helped write the soundtrack to the 1960s, then spent his later years pushing for peace and speaking truth through music. His murder turned him into a symbol of loss, creativity, and the belief that art could change the world. He was cremated and his ashes were scattered. A memorial stands at Strawberry Fields in Central Park, New York. Freddie Mercury died on the 24th of November 1991 at the age of 45. As the frontman of Queen, he redefined what a rock star could be: theatrical, fearless, and vocally untouchable. His death from AIDS-related illness forced the world to reckon with a crisis it had been ignoring, and his music became a rallying cry for visibility and pride. He was cremated, and his ashes are believed to rest in a memorial garden in Feltham, London. Jimi Hendrix died on the 18th of September 1970 at the age of 27. He took the electric guitar and turned it into something no one had heard before: wild, expressive, and impossibly skilled. His death became one of the first tragedies in what would later be called the 27 Club, a generation of artists who burned too bright and too fast. He is buried at Greenwood Memorial Park in Renton, Washington. Jim Morrison died on the 3rd of July 1971 at the age of 27. As the frontman of The Doors, he brought poetry, mystery, and rebellion onto the stage, making rock music feel dangerous and literary at the same time. His grave in Paris became one of the most visited in the world, drawing pilgrims who leave messages, flowers, and memories. He is buried at Père Lachaise Cemetery in Paris, France. Brian Jones died on the 3rd of July 1969 at the age of 27. As a founding member of the Rolling Stones, he helped shape the band's early sound with his multi-instrumental talent and love of blues. His death by drowning remains mysterious, and his role in rock history is often overshadowed, though his influence was undeniable. He is buried at Cheltenham Cemetery in Gloucestershire, England. Amy Winehouse died on the 23rd of July 2011 at the age of 27. Her voice carried the weight of jazz, soul, and heartbreak, and her honesty about addiction and pain made her music feel rawly personal. She joined the tragic roster of the 27 Club, leaving behind an unforgettable legacy and unfinished potential. She is buried at Edgwarebury Lane Cemetery in London, England. Bon Scott died on the 19th of February 1980 at the age of 33. As the original frontman of AC/DC, he brought raw swagger, raspy vocals, and a sense of danger that defined the band's early sound. His death from alcohol poisoning came just as AC/DC was breaking through globally, and the band's next album became a tribute to his memory. He is buried at Fremantle Cemetery in Fremantle, Western Australia. Randy Rhoads died on the 19th of March 1982 at the age of 25. As Ozzy Osbourne's guitarist, he brought classical precision and technical brilliance into heavy metal, redefining what a rock guitarist could do. His death in a plane crash robbed the world of one of the most promising players of his generation. He is buried at Mountain View Cemetery in San Bernardino, California. Ronnie James Dio died on the 16th of May 2010 at the age of 67. He became one of heavy metal's most iconic voices, fronting Black Sabbath, Rainbow, and his own band Dio with operatic power and mythic imagery. His influence stretched across decades, and his fans still raise the devil horns hand gesture he popularized. He is buried at Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Hollywood Hills, California. Keith Moon died on the 7th of September 1978 at the age of 32. As the drummer for The Who, he played with explosive energy and wild unpredictability, making every performance feel like controlled chaos. His offstage antics were legendary, but his playing was the real story, innovative, powerful, and impossible to replace. He was cremated, and his ashes are interred at Golders Green Crematorium in London, England. John Entwistle died on the 27th of June 2002 at the age of 57. As the bassist for The Who, he held down the rhythm section with technical skill and quiet intensity, while the rest of the band exploded around him. His sudden death on the eve of a tour shocked fans and bandmates, ending a career that had lasted 4 decades. He is buried at St. Edward's Church in Stow-on-the-Wold, Gloucestershire, England. Marc Bolan died on the 16th of September 1977 at the age of 29. As the frontman of T-Rex, he became the face of glam rock in the early 1970s, blending rock and roll with theatricality and style. His death in a car crash cut short a career that had helped define an era of music and fashion. He is buried at Golders Green Crematorium in London, England. Phil Lynott died on the 4th of January 1986 at the age of 36. As the frontman and bassist of Thin Lizzy, he brought poetry, soul, and Irish pride into hard rock, writing songs that felt both personal and anthemic. His death from drug-related complications ended a career that had broken barriers and influenced generations. He is buried at St. Fintan's Cemetery in Sutton, Dublin, Ireland. George Michael died on the 25th of December 2016 at the age of 53. He moved from teen pop stardom in Wham! To a solo career that proved his voice could carry soul, heartbreak, and vulnerability with effortless power. His death on Christmas Day shocked the world, and tributes poured in from fans who had grown up with his music. He is buried at Highgate Cemetery in London, England. Ronnie Van Zant died on the 20th of October 1977 at the age of 29. As the frontman of Lynyrd Skynyrd, he became the voice of Southern rock, writing anthems that celebrated working-class life and defied easy categorization. His death in a plane crash, along with several bandmates, devastated the music world and ended Skynyrd's original era. He is buried at Jacksonville Memory Gardens in Orange Park, Florida. Duane Allman died on the 29th of October 1971 at the age of 24. As the founder and lead guitarist of the Allman Brothers Band, he pioneered Southern rock with slide guitar playing that felt both soulful and electrifying. His death in a motorcycle accident came just as the band was reaching its peak, leaving behind a legacy that shaped rock music for decades. He is buried at Rose Hill Cemetery in Macon, Georgia. Steve Gaines died on the 20th of October 1977 at the age of 28. He joined Lynyrd Skynyrd just in time to record some of the band's most powerful music, bringing a second guitar voice that added depth and fire. His death in the same plane crash that killed Ronnie Van Zant robbed the band of another rising talent. He is buried at Jacksonville Memory Gardens in Orange Park, Florida. Johnny Cash died on the 12th of September 2003 at the age of 71. He became a voice for the outsider, the prisoner, and the working man, blending country, rock, gospel, and blues into something timeless. His deep voice and unflinching honesty made him a legend who transcended genre, and his influence touched artists from every corner of music. He is buried at Hendersonville Memory Gardens in Hendersonville, Tennessee. Chuck Berry died on the 18th of March 2017 at the age of 90. He wrote the blueprint for rock and roll itself, creating guitar riffs, lyrics, and stage moves that everyone who came after would borrow. His songs about cars, girls, and teenage life became the foundation of an entire genre, and his influence is immeasurable. He is buried at Bellerive Gardens Cemetery in St. Louis, Missouri. Chris Cornell died on the 18th of May 2017 at the age of 52. As the frontman of Soundgarden and Audioslave, he carried one of rock's most powerful voices through grunge, hard rock, and beyond. His death by suicide shook the music world and reminded fans that even legends struggle privately with pain. He is buried at Hollywood Forever Cemetery in Los Angeles, California. Lemmy Kilmister died on the 28th of December 2015 at the age of 70. As the founder and frontman of Motorhead, he turned bass guitar into a weapon and lived rock and roll like a religion, loud, fast, and uncompromising. His gravelly voice, iconic look, and refusal to slow down made him a hero to metal fans worldwide. He was cremated, and his ashes were given to his family, with some scattered at favorite locations. Ray Charles died on the 10th of June 2004 at the age of 73. He fused gospel, blues, jazz, and R&B into something entirely his own, bringing soul music into the mainstream and influencing rock and roll in the process. His voice and piano playing felt both joyful and deeply emotional, and his legacy crosses every genre boundary. He is buried at Inglewood Park Cemetery in Inglewood, California. Etta James died on the 20th of January 2012 at the age of 73. Her voice carried power, pain, and passion, making her one of the greatest soul and blues singers in history. She influenced rock and roll through raw emotion and unflinching honesty, and her songs remain standards. She is buried at Inglewood Park Cemetery in Inglewood, California.